The banana ball season is about to come to an end, and it is getting extremely close between the Savannah Bananas and the Party Animals. The Bananas just took over Seattle Mariners Stadium. There were some insane trick plays this weekend, and Forbes estimated that banana ball is worth $500 million.
And what in the world is going on with the party animals?
All that and more on this week's Banana Breakdown. Welcome to the Banana Breakdown podcast. Whether it's player interviews, weekly breakdowns of the games, or post-game live streams, we love to talk about all things banana ball. Okay, so Sammy, how does it feel right now with the season on the line with how your party animals are doing right now?
Oh boy. Oh boy, I'm getting pretty stressed. Not gonna lie. The party animals had such a commanding lead throughout the season. I felt so confident. I was talking so much trash to you. Um, and I just had all the confidence in the world that the party animals were gonna be the number one seed going into the postseason. But they have had this they've slowed down a bit towards the end of the season. The Bananas have gotten so hot. Um, and now I'm pretty nervous. The party animals could let that lead slip away.
Yeah, I totally agree. So this is the standings that we see right now, and the Party Animals are still the number one team. So Party Animals fans, don't worry quite yet. As it stands today, the Bananas have to win both of their final games in order to take the first place slot, and they will be playing the Texas Tailgaters this weekend. So there's a good chance the Party Animals will still be on top. But here's where we're at today with the wins and the losses. The Bananas and Party Animals both have 44 wins, and the Party Animals have one less loss right now, so they're in first place. And the Bananas and the Party Animals and the Firefighters are done with their season. Sammy, how does it feel that there are no more Party Animals games?
It's a little bit of a bummer, honestly, going into the final weekend with um, so much riding on this weekend's games. Like this is such a big deal for seeding purposes, and it's a little bit nerve-wracking to be, as a fan, to be like, okay, you just have to watch and see what happens. Like it's it's not a fun feeling to have where the Bananas control their destiny. All they have to do is win both games. That's a tall task, but all you've got to do is win both games to be the number one seed, and the party animals can't do anything. They've already done everything that they can do. All their games are over, and they just have to sit back and watch and hope that the Bananas lose a game in order to be the top spot. And so, yeah, it's not the ideal situation to be in to have another team kind of controlling your destiny like that.
Yeah, but I will say, whatever happens, Party Animals fans need to be proud of their team. The Party Animals have been absolutely phenomenal this year, and I really think that overall, they are probably the most deserving of that number one seed right now. If the Bananas can sweep it, then obviously we'll see where it happens from there. But the Party Animals have been so good this year, so really proud of what they brought to the table, as well as I'm proud of the Bananas for how far behind they were at the beginning of the season and how much of a comeback they've made. It's been pretty crazy to watch.
Yeah, they did get a little bit lucky to be playing the firefighters most of the time instead of the tailgaters, but we don't need to go too much into that. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. But let's jump into really quickly the ending of that game for the Tailgaters, where they were able to pull off that win against the Party Animals.
Yeah.
So I guess a little bit of background before this. So the game prior, the Party Animals, they came to play. They won 8-3. Absolutely took the Tailgaters to town. I think it was something like 18 hits, 18 runs. Like they wiped the table with them. But the Tailgaters wanted to bring it back, and so then on night two, they were up 4-2 in the ninth inning, and bring up John Reed, who has been an absolutely insane closer for the Tailgaters, and he was able to take down the Party Animals 1-2-3, and was able to take down the Party Animals in their final game of the season.
Yeah, it was like the exact same weekend as the first Tailgaters headlining weekend in Frisco that we went to, where that Friday night game, the party animals just scorched them, and then the very next day the Tailgaters were able to come back and win, and that just shows, baseball, banana ball, it's a very high variance sport. It also shows when the party animals are on, they are on. Like when they get on this hot streak of hitting, it is so contagious and they can just score, score, score and just put teams on, like just they can't do anything about it because they cannot score you know. And so it goes back to what we've talked about with some of the players when we talk to them on the field. I talked to Dustin Baber for a while before our interview and during the interview, where he was just saying that they feel more comfortable as the away team because they can go on these runs, and that's what we see a lot with the party animals is that the hitting just gets contagious because they're able to score as many runs as possible being the away team and having there's no they can score as many runs because they're at the top of the inning. They really it just snowballs into something, and that makes me a little bit nervous because whether they're the 1 seed or the 2 seed, they're gonna be the home team in that playoff game. Those two playoff games. Well, I don't know exactly. Actually, I don't know if they're gonna alternate or not. Maybe but I assumed that
Um,
the top seed would be the home team, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah,
I
so
don't.
all I heard was that whoever's the number one seed is going to be the home team for the first games as well as the final game, the Tour Championship. So based on that, I would assume that they're the home team for both of the games that happened. So I would guess, but again, we're kind of going off of a speculation and little things we've heard in the live streams for the games. So.
Yeah, and that makes the most sense, right? If you're the one the higher seed that you would get that home field. But in the case of the party animals, it does feel like they do a little bit better. They're just used to being the way team more. And so that's why, Friday night looked the way that it did. But then again, with such a high variance sport when the bats are not on and it's also contagious, right? Like they don't hit as well, and so the tailgaters were able to pull off that upset in game two.
Yeah, for sure. And that's something that I think is the most intriguing with these stats that we're seeing is I kind of, at this point, just from a fan's perspective, I kind of want the party animals to stay the number one seed because we've seen the party animals play the tailgaters so much over the last couple weeks. And same thing with bananas firefighters. And so if the seeding stays as it is, we'll get to see party animals firefighters in the playoffs and bananas and tailgaters play against each other, which would be nice to see to have a little bit of a change. So it's definitely interesting to kind of watch how it all goes down. But speaking of the playoffs, I did want to go over a little bit of our plans as a podcast and on our YouTube channel for
Oh, we've got
what we're
big
going to be doing.
plans.
Yeah, so we're about to go into some more stuff about the games, but before we do, here's what we're looking at for the playoffs and the Tour Championship. So the games are going to be that first week of October, and so we've got the games on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We're going to be going live immediately following those games. So we're going to be doing a live stream, breaking down what just happened, and then the final game of the playoffs is going to be on Sunday. And so then that following Monday is when we normally record our podcast. And instead of doing that, we're going to go live again. We want to do that one on Monday, have a little bit of a longer one to talk about both Sunday night's game as well as the entire playoffs as a whole and kind of speculating now that we know who the two teams are in the Tour Championship, go really deep into that. But we're just really excited to talk with all of you, and that's going to be a crazy week.
Yeah, I'm tired just thinking about it. It's gonna be a lot, but we are so excited. Postseason Banana Ball. We're finally here. Well, we're almost here. And we're so excited for it. We're also gonna go live after the final game of the regular season as well. After the Bananas play the Tailgaters, and we know what the seeds are like and everything this Saturday.
Totally. So yeah, so we'll have those fun live streams, and then be sure to follow us on Instagram if you're not already. We're going to kind of post a schedule there. We'll probably post it here in the community tab on YouTube as well. But the other thing that's going to be happening is Thursday, October 9th is going to be the selection show. And we are going to trying to figure out exactly what we're going to be doing there, but we're expecting the two new teams. We're expecting some really cool announcements to come out. So what our plan is at the moment is we're going to not be doing a live stream on that day, but we're going to be stay tuned for that Thursday night and Friday morning. We're going to be posting a lot of videos of our reactions of what happened, all the details that we know about those two new teams. So we'll be covering all of that for you guys, and so let us know if there's anything specific you want to make sure that we cover.
Yeah, it'll be fun to kind of film our live reactions. Gonna watch it together and kind of film as we go. Um, and then on October 11th, we will be in Savannah, Georgia, at historic Grayson Stadium for the Tour Championship game. We will be there,
Can't
and
wait.
we are so stoked.
Yeah, so it's going to be incredible. We're going to have media passes, so we're going to be able to continue and get a few more of those on-field interviews, be there with the players, and we're going to bring all of that content for you guys, give you an inside look at what it likes at the first ever Tour Championship. And thank you again to the Banana Ball team for all of your help with that. And we are, I can't wait for post-game Banana Ball or postseason Banana Ball. It's going to be great.
Yeah, I am so excited. Postseason anything is so much more fun, and postseason Banana Ball is not going to be any different. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so I think we need to jump into another topic from this weekend. We talked a little bit about some controversies last weekend, and we wanted to provide an update. We were able to look on Eric Jones Jr.'s Instagram. He posted a story that said his home run was officially counted in Yankee Stadium. So, congrats to Eric Jones Jr. That one's officially on the books, which
Good.
is really important for him because right now he is the all-time home run leader for the Savannah Bananas. So though every home run matters, as well as just being able to say that he hit a home run in Yankee Stadium, like that's just going to be so cool for him. So glad that one got cleared up.
I don't need to go on my rant again, but that I am so happy that justice was served and Eric Jones Jr. got his home run. And this is coming from a Party Animals fan, guys. Like, I am so happy for him. He was
Yeah, for sure.
robbed at the beginning. All right, I'm starting
Yeah.
to get a little angry thinking about it again. I need to stop.
Okay, no worries. Well, we'll jump to another controversy from this week, Sammy. So a little bit different. So this one was super interesting. So this has happened a couple times. It happens in baseball because umpires are human and we're not using robot umpires. So we were watching
And
the
we are
game.
pro humans on this podcast. Just want to throw that out there again. I've said it before. We're pro humans. We don't want
Yeah. So
robot
these
umps.
So these mistakes are going to happen, but basically, Johnny Hummel was pitching against Stilts, and he was mic'd up. So it was actually a really engaging conversation that he was having with Biko and Josh. So I would go back to this game and go watch that if you haven't already. But basically, Biko and Josh are like, "Hey, congrats! You won the battle. That was strike three." And then Johnny gets back up on the mound and keeps pitching because the umpire signaled that it was just strike two and not strike three, and it was lost in the count a little bit there. But then so Stilts actually got a hit, which congratulations, Stilts. That's an awesome moment. He stayed on the bases, which was pretty cool, and he made it all the way home to score, which gave the Bananas their fourth point of the game, and they ended up winning 4-3. So if that didn't happen and it was strike three, we could have gone to showdowns. The firefighters could have won, and the party animals could have clinched the number one seed. So a little bit of craziness that happened this weekend as well.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that, but I have to stick with my take that, when you have humans as umps, we don't have robots, we don't have some algorithm deciding what's a strike, what's a ball, keeping track of everything. Stuff like this is going to happen, and that makes it interesting. It can be a little frustrating, but it's interesting at least. But it is frustrating that in such a close game, this made such a big difference because it should have been a strikeout. And it's great for Stilts that he got on base. It's great that he scored a run and a walk-off run but he should have struck out, and the party animals should be just so relaxed this weekend knowing that they have the the number one spot. And it just makes me think, is this all rigged for the Bananas? Is this come on.
Ah, don't
The
start
party
that
animals
again.
are just yeah, I know. I'm just joking, but yeah, a little frustrating.
Yeah, I will say it was very intriguing to watch the whole situation because Stilts got on first base, and then the next batter, Dan Oberst, he got a ball four sprint, and it was hilarious because normally a runner will easily get to third and sometimes score from
Yeah.
first, and Stilts barely got to second, and then another hit happened. So like he's just like slowly moving the bases, and it was actually pretty funny because in some ways because of that, like the other runners behind him weren't able to advance as far, but they were able to work it around all the way to scoring, which was pretty funny.
Yeah, it's really funny watching Stilts run the bases. And I've called out Stilts at the beginning that he needed to improve his base running. And look at that. Look at how far he's come this season.
Yeah, it looks like he was listening to everything that you said.
I guess so.
Um, okay, so let's bring up the next topic that I wanted to discuss. So we had a pretty cool moment in the Seattle Mariners Stadium for Mariners fans. And let me pull it up here. So Jamie Moyer was an MLB pitcher for 25 seasons from 1986 to 2012.
It's
And he
crazy.
also, yeah, and he has the record for being the oldest MLB pitcher to win a game. And that was back when he was a pitcher back in 2012. And so this is now 2025, 13 years after he retired. He came back and pitched for the Bananas. And I'm going to show right now what happened there. So he's on the mound. He's against Dakota McFadden. He throws a ball right there. And then
He's still
he's
got some zip on that thing.
yeah, it's pretty crazy that like as old as he is, and just look at Dakota McFadden having the time of his life facing off against him. So he comes in with two outs, runner on base, and then Dakota McFadden hits it to the outfield. DR Meadows, an incredible jumping catch to save it for Jamie Moyer. He gets the out, no runs were scored, and so it's just super cool to see that and bringing him out there for the Bananas.
Yeah, this was super cool. I think I mentioned it before, but I grew up a Mariners fan. Jamie Moyer played 10 seasons with the Mariners. And just really cool to see that. I wish I could have been at this game. I really wanted to go back to what I like to call Safe Go Field, but I guess it's called something different now. Um, but yeah, I it was really cool to see that. I really wish I could have been at that game. And he's a World Series champion as well. Sadly, it was not with the Mariners. Uh, don't get me started on the Mariners not ever winning a World Series, not ever even winning. Not they've never even gone to a World Series.
Wow.
Frustrating stuff, but yeah. Um, anyway, super cool to see that. Glad for all the Seattle fans out there.
Yeah, so I love those moments when the ex MLB players come out, and one of the things that Jesse Cole said this weekend was that Seattle was one of the loudest crowds that they've ever experienced. So that's just super cool to see. Of like you'd kind of expect it to be in one of the bigger cities, the Boston Red Sox at Fenway Park or the Yankee Stadium they were just at, but apparently the Seattle fans are a little crazy out there, which makes sense knowing that Sammy came from there. So life of the party.
Yeah, yeah. Seriously, we're crazy out in the Pacific Northwest. Can't you tell how crazy I am? I'm so excited. Don't you guys just love my voice? I know I've seen some comments out there trying to be as monotone as possible for you guys. So hope you enjoy it tonight.
Yeah, definitely bringing it out, life of the party. But um, Sammy, was there anything else this weekend that came up that you wanted to highlight?
Um, no, I don't think so. We've kind of covered it. The biggest thing that I really wanted to highlight was just John Reed's just outstanding closing performance. I'm just so impressed with him. He was one pitcher that I voted for the All-Star game. Him and Drew Gillespie were the two pitchers that I voted for. I don't think we've talked about our ballots, but I that's who I voted for just because they're just outstanding closers. But yeah, that's just kind of the main thing that I've been thinking about, just how big of an asset it is to have that kind of pitcher on your team. And it kind of all evens out because there's just amazing closers on each team. But I've just been so impressed with what John Reed has done this season.
Totally. And speaking of that, I think we should jump into the All-Star ballot that came out. So the ones that got released today, every hour I was checking my phone because on the hour they were releasing a new pitcher. And so we have the entire pitching lineup for the All-Star game here that they released on social media. So let me pull that up and we'll kind of go through them one by one. So the first one was Stilts. So Stilts was voted in as one of the fan votes for pitchers. And I think that's pretty cool. They kind of announced a couple weeks ago that he was able to have like a 16 or 17 game run where he didn't give up an earned run. So pretty cool to see how he's able to perform on the stilts. But I'm super excited to see him there in the All-Star game.
Yeah, super excited for that. I figured that the fans would vote him in. It's gonna be really funny to see him pitch against Clemson and Auburn.
Yeah, I think he's a must just for that, just for the theatrics as well, but also from just how good he's been on the mound this year. Number two, no surprise here at all. Noah Nisnik. I believe he's the number one in strikeouts this year. It's his second season, and he was the rookie of the year last year. So super exciting to see him on the lineup for the All Star game.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that his dance moves are gonna make it to the All-Star game and his fun trick pitches and stuff. So another one that's not a surprise. I don't think any of these are super surprising, but just very well deserved all around for everyone.
Yeah, for sure. And I'll pass this one over to you, Sammy, so that you can talk about this one.
Oh yeah, Drew Gillespie. I think we all saw this coming. So it looks like what happened was there's two fan voted pitchers that made it. So it seems like they're gonna do something like that for all the positions, and then the rest were selected by Banana Ball, probably based off of obviously their performance this season. And Drew Gillespie made it. Best pitcher in the sport. Really nice guy too. I got to talk to him. But he's so locked in all the time. I could tell all he wants to do is win. And so I think he's gonna totally kill it in the All-Star game.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's the biggest thing for me is trying to figure out like how are they going to fit all of these pitchers into these games because they have so many good pitchers.
Yeah,
Next up is Christian Davis. So rookie year, and he's been performing really well for the Texas Tailgaters. So well deserved there for Christian. I think we
for
can move
sure.
through a little bit faster with some of these. Sammy, you want to take this one?
Yeah, Brett Helton gets to make it in the All-Star game too. I hope maybe we'll see an All-Star performance in the broadcast booth as well. That would be pretty awesome.
That would be awesome. Yeah, he's great on the field and in the booth. And then this one, I am not shocked at all on this one. Ben Dunn he's phenomenal for the firefighters this year. Their best closer. He's been able to help them win a few of the games, and his earned run average is crazy. He's like competing with Drew Gillespie on that, and it's super cool to see him come to the sport and just perform super well for the firefighters. I think he's going to be a key part of the firefighters going forward. So excited to see him there.
For sure. He's one of those. We talked about the four amazing closers, isn't he? And he's one of those.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, Here's another party animal, Sammy.
Oh yeah, we love Garrett Delano and his short shorts. Yeah, he's a great pitcher. Brings an awesome vibe to the game, and it looks like it's going to be a second straight appearance on the All-Star squad, and it's very well deserved.
Yeah, and definitely, I think that his jersey number and Jake Scholes are two of the most iconic in the game. So I
Yeah.
love the 777. It's hilarious. And then for the Bananas, Danny Hosley, no shocker here. Absolutely incredible as a closer. He's had so many showdown shutdowns this year, multiple strikeouts and showdowns, just performing so well. And the interesting thing that they call out here on the Instagram post is that last year he made it as a fielder, and then this year he's making it as a pitcher. So really cool to see the performance that he's done on the mound, but he's also performed well with the bat in the past.
Yeah, it's really awesome for him. All right, Dalton Ponce. Uh, he is an awesome player, and really excited for him.
Yeah, and he's got some good
Sorry,
dance
I
moves.
lost my
So
train of thought there. Yeah,
no, you're good. There's too many party animals out here. I will say the
I
party
know.
animals got the most pitchers on the squad, so they got the most representation.
That's what I'm talking about. Best team deserves to have the most players.
Definitely. And then I think we've got two more. So Bradford Webb, in his first season, did a really good job for the Firefighters pulling that off. So congratulations to him. And then finally, John Reed, who we talked about already on this podcast. Super excited to see him in there. And so congratulations to each and every one of these All Stars. We're really looking forward to the All Star games.
It's going to be awesome. Clemson and Auburn have no idea what they're getting themselves into.
For sure. Okay, so one of the things that we want to bring up is there was an incredible article slash video that came out this week by Forbes. They were able to interview Jesse Cole at Yankee Stadium. Definitely recommend searching that video and looking at it. But one of the headlines that they threw out there was that the Savannah Bananas as an organization as a whole are now worth $500 million. And I will say, watching this interview, it was kind of funny how much the guy was pushing for financial information and like, hey, like what, like you should like raise your prices, or like how are you going to do this to like increase market cap and like things like this. And Jesse Cole just kept going back to, I want a billion fans. If it doesn't work for the fans, we are not going to do it. And it was really cool to see. So like even though the article and the conversation is titled with some of the revenue figures and things like that, I really loved all of Jesse's responses and his focus on the fans. So we got a couple things that he said here at the bottom of the screen. Some of the cool quotes that I got from that.
Yeah, so one of them was their goal with social media is not to get them to come to games, but to entertain them. I really liked that because instead of using social media as some sort of, using it as like an advertisement to get them to buy something or get them to, come to a game or whatever, it's really just like that's the product, right?
Yeah,
And so like someone smiling after seeing a trick play or whatever, the goal has already been accomplished. And so someone, starting to like Banana Ball because they saw something on social media, that's the goal.
yeah.
And that's a really simple one. And so it's just really, really cool. It's a different mindset than just like we're trying to get people into a funnel.
Yeah, for sure. And that was just super cool to kind of look at it. And he said multiple times is, if you take care of the fans, the money and everything will take care of itself. The business will be fine. And that was just super cool where it's like being able to create the maximum number of fans, you do have to make sure that social media, for people who will never see a banana ball game, achieves its purpose of entertaining them. And I really liked that one. Um, Another one that I really liked was in regards to the sponsorship. So again, he was pressed on a lot of that. And so he discussed how they have just very few sponsors. So they have the Dunkin' Donuts sponsor, and he talked about how that sponsor is one that they agreed to because it is best for fans. When we went to the Anaheim Angels stadium, they had the Dunkin' Donut fan meet and greet. And so they do that in every city as part of their partnership with Dunkin'. And so he was talking about, we're not telling people go buy Dunkin' Donuts, go do this, like trying to push them that way. We are creating an experience for the people to meet the dancing infants, to meet some of the players. And so just like really cool how that's their focus on sponsorships is if it doesn't work for the fans, we're not doing it. And so what he said was, if you have a sponsorship that just extracts value from your fans, you might get a short-term boost in revenue, but you will lose fans every day by doing that. And I thought that was just absolutely mind-blowing, where you see some of these other sports that are doing these things, and from a financial perspective, it makes sense. And then you see their fandoms decreasing over time because they're losing a bit of that trust.
Yeah, I think that's a huge one. Um, you know, sports has become so much about the money, and it really, turns people off to it because it's like, oh, it's another ad or another I'm annoyed with, like, here's a gripe that I have. Soccer has done this forever, and the NBA has done this now, where there's an ad on the jersey itself. Like,
Oh,
soccer has
yep.
done it for so long, where it's like the ad, this whatever sponsored company, whatever company sponsoring the team, it's like that logo is bigger than the actual team logo. Thankfully, the NBA is not that bad. The patch is on there. But, like, why would I ever wear a jersey of a team that has that, like, an ad on there? And people do it, but, like, I should be getting paid to sponsor to wear that, right? Like, I am paying to wear a jersey with a company's logo on it and walking around, and people are like, "Oh, uh, you know, Chime, I know that's one of them that's on something," or think, yeah, I don't know what other sponsors there are, but, like, I should get paid to wear that. I shouldn't have to pay $100 for a jersey that has an ad on it. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, I I don't know. For example, when I went to BYU, they had the game day shirts, and there's a bunch of ads on the back. But the reason why they have ads on the back is because it makes the shirt way cheaper. So, like, the shirt is only like $5 or $10, so that all the students will wear the same shirt on game day, but the ads, like, subsidize the price
Yep.
because sponsors want to be on a shirt that, like, thousands of students are going to wear to a game. And so that's, like, it's helpful, right? Like, I got a cheaper shirt because there's an ad on there. But the, like, professional sports, you have these ads on jerseys, and I'm like, no, I'm not wearing that. it, I'm not paying so much to just. Anyway, I just went on a rant there, but that's an example of extracting value, and it makes people upset like me. So you don't want to do that.
Totally. And like with the Savannah Bananas jerseys and stuff, like they've got the Evo Shield logo because this is an Evo Shield jersey. That's the company
Yeah,
that
it's the
makes
one
it.
that made it. Yeah,
And
yeah,
and
that's
so it's
different.
pretty, yeah, and it's pretty cool because he talked about that sponsorship as well, saying how that sponsorship allows them to have these really nice jerseys and stuff for the players, and they have this agreement, and they're giving a lot of really cool like jerseys and stuff. I remember I went and watched, I think it was season 2 of Banana Land, that's on the Savannah Bananas YouTube channel, and they were like, the players were so excited to get a jersey that had their name on the back, because in a lot of the other things that they had played before, it was just you're number one, you're number two, because they just run through players and they get traded all the time. So like the fact that Evo Shield makes a better experience for the players, they agree to that partnership. So it was just really cool to kind of hear. I'd never heard Jesse explain it in that way, where a lot of times the bumper sticker line is no sponsorships. We don't have banners on the back of the wall. But it was kind of cool to say we have strategic partnerships if it's better for our players and if it's better for the fans, but we're never going to have a sponsorship that mostly benefits the sponsor and not the fans. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, he is a very, very smart guy.
For sure.
All right, the next one, just the pay was interesting. We were proud to pay our players well above minor league rates, like 2 to 3 times that. Uh, I mean, yeah, that like these guys are really, really good ball players, and they do more than what the average minor league player has to do. Maybe not amount of games, but in terms of like interaction with fans, trick plays, all that stuff, that takes a toll. And so I'm glad that they're being compensated well.
Yeah, and it was really cool. It's not listed on the screen here, but one of the things that Jesse said is that they continue to increase their pay like year over year. And so it's really cool to see them taking care of those players and basically reinvesting the revenue that they have into the players, into the fan experience. That was one of the things that I think stood the most out to me is that like the the Forbes article was trying to make it about, hey, you're making this much revenue, this and that. And it was all about like Jesse was talking about how they reinvest into buying cameras so that they can do their own broadcast. They reinvest into like building out their team because last year they only had one broadcast crew and on-field camera people and stuff like that. Now they have two. Next year, we don't know for sure, but we could have 3 games going on a night when you have 6 teams. So like expanding that out further and taking care of those workers. And so just super cool to kind of see all of that. And yeah, I agree with you. These players deserve the best because they are not just amazing baseball athletes, but they're also really good performers. And the stuff they do for the fans day in and day out is really impressive.
Yeah, for sure. I'm glad that they're in reinvesting so much of that that money. Like like the money's coming in, but it's not just all profit that he's just pocketing. Like that money comes in and it's immediately spent uh to make the product better, and that's just going to keep happening and keep happening.
Totally. And it's not listed here, but like in other articles like with the New York Times, with the Athletic, they did it again here is they constantly press, would you ever sell? Would you ever sell? Like and Jesse said that he got an offer for that valued the Bananas organization at over $1 billion and they turned it down. And so like they're getting these crazy offers and Jesse said
Uh, wow.
in the in the
He's a
Wall
better
Street
man
Journal.
than me. I would have sold. I would sell out. I'm not gonna lie. That I would have been like, okay, I'll take it. But
Yeah,
he's
but
so
and
passionate about it, like it makes sense that he wouldn't do it.
yeah, it was funny because he's like, "What would I do?" He's like, "I sell it," and then like he's like, "This is where I want to be. Like, I want to be with these
Yeah,
people. I want to be growing this. Like, and we want to have control to make the best fan experience because it's crazy how much he understands about the business world and how he knows that if he sells out that over time banana ball would go downhill super fast because they would raise the prices, they would extract all this value, they'd put sponsorships all over the jerseys. Like, so it's just super cool to see how much he cares about the fans, and you really feel that.
yeah, he's a good leader, that's for sure. And he's yeah, it's a great point. What would he do? Like it's like if this is something that you just love so much, then $1 billion doesn't really buy you anything if you can't do the thing that you love to do. So yeah.
Totally. And then the last one we wanted to call out here is just that he mentioned that there's probably going to be 3 million fans that are going to see live banana ball games next year, which is super interesting. This year, the number was around 2.2 million, and we're going to get a lot more details about that in the selection show on October 9th. But that was just super cool to kind of get a little bit of a tease as to how many fans we're going to see next year.
It's going to be awesome. I cannot wait for the selection show. I really can't wait. It's going to be some awesome announcements. I can just feel it.
Yeah, the fact that we're getting two new teams and then seeing all the different things with that, the new stadiums that they're going to come to, which again, he mentioned that in the Forbes article. He mentioned how he was reached out to by like the top NFL stadiums, the top college football stadiums, the like all of these different things, all the MLB teams have reached out, like just being able to have all those, like I think we're going to have some really cool announcements coming in the next couple weeks.
Yeah, there's going to be some cool stuff. Can't wait.
Okay, so
And we'll
to
be around to break it all down. That's what we
yes,
do.
we'll
That's all
break
we
down
do.
everything for you. As all we do is break down the bananas. And then final topic for today is Sammy, what are your final predictions for the playoff seeding? We talked about at the beginning of the podcast, the party animals number one being a little bit in jeopardy. What's your final prediction?
So it's interesting because the Bananas are playing the Tailgaters this weekend. And so honestly, if they were playing the Firefighters, I would say the Bananas are the top seed, but I really think that the Tailgaters are going to be able to pull off one win this weekend. The Bananas will split, and the Party Animals will be the number one seed. Bananas 2, Tailgaters 3, Firefighters 4.
It's a little bit boring, but I think I agree with you 100%. I think that like my initial thought was I think that they were going to take it because they've been able to win so handedly against the Firefighters recently. But I'm so impressed with the Tailgater squad, and I think that out of the two games, I think they can pull one off. I could see it going either way. It's going to be super intriguing to watch. But if I had to pin one side or the other, I think the Tailgaters will win at least one this weekend.
And if that happens, then the Bananas and Tailgaters will have to play again the following weekend. So that'll be really interesting.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, no, I like that a lot. And I think overall, I guess we can jump into predictions for Tour Championship or what we want. I, it's so hard because like I do want the Tailgaters and the Firefighters like to have that chance in the Tour Championship, but as a fan with seeing the beginning of the year, I really, really want to see Party Animals against the Bananas, especially because they haven't played. What has it been? 2.5 months since they played last? Like
It's been a while, yeah.
it's been a while. So like imagine them not playing in all that time and then they come together for one game. The final Tour Championship, it's not a 7 game series. It's one game that decides who's going to win. And it's been a while since they've seen the pitchers throwing those specific pitches, having those matchups. So it'd be super cool to see.
Yeah, I that's what I want to. I think every fan wants to see the two best teams in a championship game, unless you are a fan of a team that's not one of the two best teams, obviously. But it's you want the best product out there for the final game, and I think the best possible game that we could get is the Party Animals and the Tailgaters. And what I want to see is Danny Hosley closing out, Drew Gillespie closing out, and just seeing those pitchers versus batters matchups. Danny Hosley against Jake Skoll again, something
Yeah.
like that, in the championship game.
Yeah, for sure. And just even thinking about the fact that some of these playoff games and the Tour Championship could go to showdowns is just, I'm so excited.
Yeah, that's what I want when we're there on October 11th. Bananas Party Animals goes to 8 rounds of showdowns, just keeps going on and on and on and on.
Yeah, because
We're
Sammy and I
not sleeping
haven't.
anyway that weekend, so yeah.
Yeah, we've never seen showdowns in person. So if there's ever a time the Tour Championship would definitely be a great time. But looking forward to this weekend again. We've got the final games of the season, the Savannah Bananas versus the Texas Tailgaters in Houston, Texas. And super excited to see how that goes. It'll affect the seeding, and we will be going live on our YouTube channel right after the game on Saturday to break it all down and discuss what the official seeding is for the playoffs. So we're super excited to see you guys there.
Yeah, excited to get back to live streams. It's been a long time. I know a lot of people have been wanting more, but life kind of gets in the way. But we are very excited to go live, and we're going to be going live a lot. So get ready to hear our voices a lot, and throw out questions, all that stuff. So it's going to be fun.
Yeah, well, go Bananas.
Go party animals.
They're not playing this weekend. Can you even say that?
Well, I mean, it all comes down to this. I'm still rooting for the party animals by rooting against the bananas. Go Tailgaters.